Howdy, folks. What's going on? This Outlaw Hatfield back at you with another one of my infamous late night chats. Hopefully, it goes better than it did last night. No promises, but hopefully. And of course, I've got invites out, and in here with me now is Gunpowder Beauty and Gizzard Gary. How are you two?
Doing good. Thank you for the invite. I hope this tonight's chat goes a lot better than yesterday.
Yeah. Let's hope. Hey, Caleb, how you doing? Welcome, welcome to the Outlaw Late Night Chat. This is becoming a habit with us guys. Have you noticed that? This is becoming
intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, pretty much. Forgot when I were actually talking about that I used to actually drive at night. And he's like, "You haven't been driving lately." No, I've got more important things to do. How am I supposed to be driving?
Yeah, you're on here all night with the Outlaw, so that's far more important.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, see, more people need to think like that. More people need to understand how important this is.
Get on board, people. Get on board.
Yeah. You must understand that I'm not just tooting my own horn.
Toot, toot.
Well, see, and I forgot to send John Z a link, and I'm going to hurt his feelings. And, I can't do that.
Yeah, because he just hopped off of Clover's chat when I did.
Yeah, I'm sending him a link as we speak.
We got called quitters, too, I'll have you know.
Oh, well, it's okay. You went from that boring stuff to this exciting stuff. I think you've upgraded.
I mean, I've still got one that's still in the chat with everybody, so I'm sitting here like, what the heck?
Well, now links are out. People should be coming. Alan B. Pro's got a link. Maybe I should have sent it to Janice Gay instead, but who knows? One of his personalities is bound to show up.
Well, several are liable to show up. That's a problem.
Well, if they all show up, I don't care. They can all show up.
John Z in the house. Woo woo.
One of my original outlaws is here. How you doing, John Z?
Howdy, folks. How's everyone tonight?
Howdy.
That is my line.
I'm doing pretty good. Trying not to laugh at Tardot because he had one of them June bugs on his foot.
And you ran off like a scared mouse.
I'm trying to figure out why John Z comes in here and just steals my line.
Well, see, here's the thing.
And that's also my line. And you people gotta stop that now.
You should have made that, lock that down.
I'm going to have to trademark it, apparently. Both of them.
Yeah, trademark the Outlaw Hatfield. $50 every time you use it.
I'd be rich.
That's pretty steep.
Well, here's my thing.
I don't want to see your thing.
That doesn't sound right. I can barely see it.
Yeah, it's in that kind of chat.
It depends on who's in here, whether or not it's that kind of chat.
Listen, I've got my child still awake. Keep your thing in your pants, okay? Because,
That's what I just said.
My child don't know how to sleep, so, of course he's going to be a heathen and be awake up.
It takes after
12:30.
Is that what you're saying?
He takes after his what?
Takes after his parents. You don't know how to sleep.
Yeah, make him self-teach a bit.
That sounds a little hurtful.
Have him fire off around and look at his hands.
Hurtful.
There we go. Now everybody should be happy. I've got this thing posted up everywhere. It's over on the Gun Channel side. It's over on the Yahoo side. Why do I keep saying Yahoo? YouTube side.
Because the people running YouTube are a bunch of yahoos. That's what it is. That's what it is right there.
Thank you.
I speak outlaw. I get it.
You've got my back, and I appreciate it.
I do. Somebody's got to have your back.
Yeah, I know. I can't count on anybody else.
As hairy as it is, I'll get your back.
Well, actually, I can't say that about John Z. He did send me a gift.
Ooh, what'd you get?
He sent me a sling.
Nice.
I haven't received said sling yet because Not Strike hasn't put it in the mail, but he sent it.
Well, at least you know where Night Strike lives. So if he tries taking it for himself, you can always just go over there and whoop his butt.
See, I'm afraid Night Strike wouldn't know how to use something like that and end up hanging himself with it.
Well, I mean that is a sensible thing to think since he did need stitches from messing with a gun. So,
And he didn't even
there's
shoot
that.
himself. He needed
Yeah.
stitches and didn't even shoot himself. So
Yeah.
I'm already starting to. I miss you guys already, so I'm starting to save up for April in case anybody's going. So I'm hoping
you mean
make that
November?
one. November, right? And also Travis P11 and Sand Hill Shooter might be going hunting during their hunting season, so I'm trying to save up for that as well.
You're
Tardot and I will actually be at the November one. We're already starting to save up and make plans.
Oh, I will definitely be at the November one. I will be there.
And I believe Cycle Camp said he might go, but he's going to fly in, so that's why I have to try to save up with him, because that would be.
And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to need you guys to help me restrain myself because if I've got any extra money and I'm there and well,
Just know that I'll be there, and if you tell me to help you, I'll threaten you with a throat punch.
you might actually have to use the throat punch though. That's the thing.
So
I'll
she's
totally
gonna.
use it as long as you let me videotape it. I'll use the throat punch.
Wait, so you're saying Gunpowder has to fly to South Carolina to throat punch you to get on the plane?
No, while we're in Tulsa
Yeah.
in November.
Okay.
To keep me from spending all of my money.
No, trust me, you'll have a good time either way, whether you spend money or not. And if we can get as many people as we got to go last time, you'll definitely have an awesome time.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, whenever a new face shows up on the show, we have to take their virginity. And right now, we have Snowy North Gunslinger in here, and it's his first night. He's a
Whoa,
new.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, Snowy.
I
How's
can't
it
be
going?
taking nobody's virginity, okay? I'm a married lady, and that is not appropriate, sir.
I'm easy. I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go, John Z. You're in. You're in. Welcome, Snowy North. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we are glad to have you. And like I said, you're the newest outlaw to grace this wonderful channel of mine.
You know, I thought I had subscribed to you, but then I go to find the chat and come to find out I wasn't subscribed, so I apologize about that.
Oh, snap.
No need to apologize. Just fix it.
Exactly. As long as you fix the situation, there's no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
There we go. We're subscribed and we hit a like button on the video, so I think we're good.
Now, so far we have 6 watching, and I got 3 thumbs up. So
And don't forget to
I'm
click
halfway.
that bell.
I gave you a couple of toes. I don't know if they're showing yet.
It's okay. I wonder where RL's at. I sent his ass a link. He's normally in here.
He might not be home from work. He might have had an early day.
Oh well. See, here's the thing. RL will show up whether he's in his truck or wherever he's at, unless he just ain't got a signal. Period.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. Also, when we drove home from Tulsa, and I was thinking about RL and Mohawk Boy the entire time we were running through Pennsylvania, and I kept asking Cycle Camp, "Can we stop over there? Can we stop over there?" Pointing to everything that looked like a diner to try to see if we can catch him at work.
there's an easier way to do that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Just send him a message and ask him, where the hell do you work?
Is that your butt crack I see outside that restaurant?
Mm.
He won't tell anybody where he works. That's the
That's
thing.
true. But at least if I get the chance to go up there in July, I'll have a chance to catch up with them because they have a shoot going on in July as well.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. What's going to end up happening with Midnight is somebody from the Gun Channel's crew is going to end up accidentally walking into that place where he works and sees him. And then the secret's going to be out.
Dun dun dun.
Now, then the secret will be out and he'll be in trouble because, well, we're going to just rag the hell out of him.
And I just want to say, if anybody needs a smoke shop, Missouri is the place to go.
And why is that?
They are dirt cheap.
No.
Holy crap. That's how cheap they are.
Well, I know when I left New York several years back, I was paying, I think it was $8 or $10 a pack for the real cheap bitches. So
Even the cheap stuff that used to be like $4 or $5 just a year ago, the no brand stuff, that's already up to $11 or $12. How
Gee.
crazy is that?
It used to be cheaper for me to hop the border and go down to Illinois and buy cigarettes. It was cheaper by $2 to $3. Now they're $10, $12 down there, and it's $8 here in Wisconsin.
It's crazy, dude.
It was super cheap for us to buy cigarettes in Oklahoma. I smoked Marlboro Menthol 100s, and Texas we pay about
And
$7
you had to
a
get
pack.
your ID.
Yeah, and I had to get my ID.
They wouldn't let me pay for her cigarettes because she drove me there because of what do they call it? The same thing as buying a straw purchase. What the hell?
Oh, that's just like, so my fiance and I were at Walmart and she had to get shotgun shells and I had to pick up some 9mm while we were there because they had it cheap. So we're both standing in line. I'm paying for it. I've got the rounds in front of me. I go and show them my ID. Well, I can't sell it to you unless she shows me her ID too. So she had to walk out to the car, go grab her ID, and walk back in before they would even sell me shotgun shells or a box of 9mm.
That is super crazy.
That's a little crazy.
no, that's a lot crazy. It's going to get to the point where you're going to have to show ID to buy Coca-Cola.
Speaking of RL,
Yep. Well, he knows he's got a link. I put it out and I just emailed it to him, so I'm certain he knows how to use an email by now.
Well, I saw his lunch chat today, and it was cute to see him walking the dog around the park.
Yeah, I was at work when that was going on.
Yeah.
I still popped in for a few minutes. Yes, I'm a glutton for punishment. Give you a few. Give you a few what? Telling me to give him a few. Can you believe that?
Bossy little shit, ain't he?
Yeah, I sent him a link to the chat. What else does he want? You know, a pint of blood? I ain't paying you to come on this shit. Come on now. The only
I want you
person
to go massage his feet. He just got home from work.
the only person that gets paid to be here is John Z.
Damn straight.
And that's only because we're trying to get his ass out of New York. Permanently.
Damn straight.
we had him out of New York, but he went back.
Yeah, I know that was my fault.
See, that was your chance, John. That was your chance.
I jumped in Clover's truck. He kicked me right out. I jumped in Matt's truck. He kicked me right out. They all found me. There's no place to hide on those things.
See, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody has a spare bedroom, a couch, an empty spot on the floor, we can put poor John Z. We need help.
Now, if you got room in the backyard.
Yeah, he'll pitch a tent. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
I got a
You can
dog.
come take my bed.
You got to
my
fight
spare
the dogs for it.
What was that?
I said I got a dog house out back, but you got to fight the dogs for it.
I'm good. Thanks.
Well,
I got an air mattress. At least you'll have something comfy to sleep on. But
until it gets a
now,
hole in
my
it.
uncle. Well, yeah, but I mean, you can go to Walmart and pick them some bitches up pretty cheap, like under $50.
Well, that's just like
Bobby
Vandalistica
fell
from
asleep on the couch.
Australia. I offered him. I'm like, you ever want to move to a free country? Feel free to come stay on my couch for a while.
He said he loves it there and he's never leaving. So I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Well, I asked him about that myself. And his response is something I can really respect. He says, you can't change a place if you leave it.
That's right.
And that makes sense. He's there, he's putting up a fight, he's trying to get the rights back. So, hey, more power to him if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, I respect that a lot. Him and I were talking. He popped into one of my live chats last week, and him and I were talking, just comparing prices on what it would cost for him to buy certain guns or ammunition here. Like a box of 9mm is the equivalent of $50 over there. To buy
Yeah, that's the chat that he mentioned that. You can't fight it if you leave it. That's where he said that. That's the chat, yeah.
Yeah, and then he also mentioned what is it? If he wants to buy just like one of the cheaper handguns that he's able to get there, what would essentially be a $500 gun here is about $1,300 US over there. That's just nuts. And I'm glad he's one of the people putting up a fight over there.
That is lunacy, yeah. And the sad part is those price differences weren't even for like specialty firearms. They were like basic.
And you know how that all started over there, don't you? With a gun buyback. That's how it all started. With a gun buyback. And then they had a mandatory gun buyback. And apparently that little village up in Illinois is going to go ahead with their ruling and go through with this firearms ban on the semi-automatic weapons. Now, this is what scares me about that situation. They are talking going door to door and getting people's guns. Now, if any of these people are of the same mind as a lot of the people on gun channels, myself included, when you start coming to my house demanding, with or without a warrant, demanding my guns, you've crossed the line.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Illinois has crossed many lines, unfortunately.
That's when you have. I have not broken any laws. I have not done anything illegal, and yet you're at my house telling me I have to give you my guns. No, you're not getting them. Period. Sorry. Like I've said before, if you want mine, you better bring yours. And it won't be a peaceful situation.
There's no sensible people. If they pass that shit, that proves there's no sensible people in the government there, in the state government.
No, here's what's going to happen. It's Deerfield, Illinois, and what's going to happen, and they call it a village, not a town. What's going to happen is they're going to go to the wrong person's house, and they're going to say, "Give us your guns," and whoever's in the house is going to say no, and somebody's going to end up dead. That's when shit goes bad for Deerfield. Because
it's already bad. The fact that they're even near that, they've already crossed that line.
Yeah, well, what will happen is there will be people coming from all over the country to Deerfield, Illinois, to make sure that shit goes no further.
I was going to say, let's go.
It's about a 2-hour drive for me. I'll be there.
If they want to push that, okay, fine, go ahead. And maybe I hope that don't go that way. Don't get me wrong. I don't want it to go that way. I don't want to see anything like that. But maybe that's what it's going to take for certain people to get it through their head that American citizens aren't going to just give you our guns. It's not going to happen. Give it up.
Well, so we had someone on our city council or village board or whatever you want to call it. One person was trying to go through and propose something similar to that. A bunch of people from the city that I live in, or technically I live in the village. But then all the surrounding communities, a bunch of gun owners showed up, asked that sumbitch for his letter of resignation. He resigned that night because he realized he pissed everybody in the town off, and now he's actually looking to sell his house and move out of the village that I live in.
Guns are bad, the Jews say. Yep, they're hideous things. I'm glad I don't own any of those things. Any of y'all own guns?
I locked mine all up because they were so bad.
How about you, Dead Horse? Do you own any guns?
I don't own any guns. I own firearms. Guns are what like kids own.
Oh well, I don't even own firearms. Those things scare me.
I'm giving my Block 19 a spanking right now.
Okay. Gunpowder, how
What
about
are
you?
what are guns? Are y'all
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Those are scary and they're dangerous.
I had
They go
one.
pew pew.
I had one once. I lost it in a terrible boating accident. It's amazing how that's been happening a lot lately, huh?
Yeah.
I
I've
got
never owned a boat, but I
out
totally
there.
had a boating accident one time.
Would
I
they
think
take
not. I think Night Strike's probably the king of boating accidents, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. My guns
I
are
lost
lazy.
all of my ammo, everything. It was a sad day.
I don't know. When everybody tells me that these guns are dangerous, I always tell them mine are lazier than shit because I call them a whore. I tell them I'm going to let another guy finger them and play with them. They don't do anything. They don't even look at me weird.
Ass
Well,
guns. I mean, you just can't teach things good manners these days. They don't even listen to you. I mean, what? I've already got a husband and a son that don't listen to me. Like, I need something else lazy in my house. Okay.
hey, Gary, do you happen to have a revolver around you somewhere near you?
I got a fidget spinner. Does that count? It kind of
No. I need somebody with a revolver. There's a couple of guys out there that say they start breaking out in tears when they see revolvers. Mine's locked
Well,
up at the moment.
a fidget spinner is like a 3-round revolver.
Mine's locked up. It'd take me about 15 seconds to produce it.
Oh, well, would you please produce one, please?
Certainly.
Okay, thank you, sir. See, we are all about making people cry around here. We enjoy that. So just for the juice, we are going to do you a favor, and we are going to show you a revolver. So
The other one
right there's one. Looky here. Right there's a revolver. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that beautiful?
The other guns I'm starting to realize that make people cry is when you tell them that these cards have a better trigger than a Glock. That's another one to make people cry with.
I don't know. I heard that overall they were a better gun than a Glock.
And look, there's another one. 2 revolvers, semi-automatic. I'm feeling kind of left out here. Hold on. Mine's not a revolver. Mine's not a semi-automatic, but I've got one here.
Hello, revolver.
And if that one's not good enough for you, hold on a second. I'm not done.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I got this little thing laying around. You know, I've got a few, and now that RL's in here, RL, do you have a gun handy?
What's that?
Oh yeah, look, he's got a revolver. So yeah, I think we're ready for the zombies. I think we're prepared for the zombies.
I'm still pissed that the security contractor I work for does not allow us to carry a revolver as a backup gun anymore.
What do you carry as an issue?
We just switched from the SIG P320s over to the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, the compacts.
Wow, that was quick.
Well, we originally bought 75 of the CZs. Every single one of them went back for the factory trigger upgrade or fix or whatever it was. And then every single one of them, except for like 3 or 4 of them, have been back for either an extractor to be replaced, a mag release to be replaced, or else one of them, the barrel was already shot to shit through it. And we hadn't even put 1,000 rounds through the guns before all that happened. The Glocks we had, and I hate to say it, but the Glocks we had before that, my personal Glock had over 15 to 20,000 rounds through it, and I never had a single issue with it.
Well, that's the thing. Anytime you get a new product out, there's always that period of time. That's why I don't ever buy anything when it first comes out. I give it a while. The only exception I've made to that rule lately was the GP 100, and that's in the 7-shot. Now, the only reason I did that is because, well, it's a revolver. It's kind of hard to screw up a revolver.
The other thing that I'm finding really funny that kind of upsets people in the firearms community is one of the terms that I hate is when people refer to single stack guns as their only purpose being a backup gun or a bug gun. And then they get really pissed when they find out that I work as a security contractor doing personal protection work. And most of the time, the gun that I'm carrying when I'm doing our advanced work is a single stack 9mm with 6 or 7 rounds in it. People, it constantly gets said to me, well, that can't be considered a duty gun. Really, because I use it for duty.
Well, see, the people like that would severely trigger our wonderful gunpowder beauty because, well, she carries a single stack. Of course, it's a 1911.
What a stack it is.
And people, I love the people who say that a 1911 is no longer a good choice for personal defense. I don't know about you.
Let's see them outrun that 45
I'm
bullet.
sorry, but anybody who says that can go suck a fart out of a unicorn's butt because I love the 1911.
I think we can.
I want to see those people. I want to see the people that arguing that, trying to outrun that 45 bullet.
I'm pretty sure that most of the people in this room right now could probably produce a 1911 if we wanted to.
Yep.
I actually don't have one in my house. I own one. I just don't have it in my house right now. I'm gonna have to fix that.
How's that?
Yep, that's a 1911. Yeah.
I don't know
What's that for you?
what's still ruling more of like the competition sports, polymer framed guns or like 1911 one-offs, you know, like modeled after the 1911. Like what's dominating those competition sports?
And by
Right
the
now,
way, ladies
polymer.
and gentlemen, Alan B. Pro just showed up and left just that quick. Law-abiding Hatfield left the group. Kiss my ass, Alan.
Someone
What's
say 1911.
Oh yeah.
Hey, even John's got a 1911 or part of one.
Yeah, that's my Block 19.
Yeah, let's see that, John, if you got it handy.
Let's see. Hold on, give me a second.
See, I got all mine locked up in my safe, and it's way over there, and I don't feel like getting up.
How about another 1911?
Yeah, that'll work. The more the merrier.
Show us your 1911.
Whip it out.
There.
Whip it good.
Ladies and gentlemen, royalty has now arrived. Alan B. Pro is here.
Good evening,
There you
ladies
go.
and gentlemen.
Mia, where is your husband?
Hello, Alan.
He is at work.
Oh,
We
and
have not
Caleb,
seen him around in forever, and we've been worried sick. I actually sent him an email and asked if he's okay, and he never replied. Alan,
All right, I'll one up you. We'll dual wield 1911.
yeah, that's cool.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm getting triggered, though, because you're pointing them at me.
Yeah, one of those
That's
is
what I
a
think.
45, though.
Yeah, one of them's
No,
a
they're both
45.
45.
The other,
It's just
Well,
the angle that I'm holding.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I got to interject. You guys talking about these 1911s, man, and I'm telling you, you got to get one in 10 millimeter.
Do you have one in
There's
10
a
millimeter?
9mm for you.
Alan, do you have a 1911 in 10 millimeter?
Listen, okay, this is your intervention.
Well, if you
Bless
are
your
going
heart.
9mm one.
But any grown adult should at least try a 45. Because you not only kill their body, you can kill their soul.
You know, coming from you, that gives me
That's
chills.
the rumor. That's the rumor. But I think I think that my soul would probably be taken
Oh,
easier
we're
with a
not
10
taking.
millimeter.
We're not talking about your soul, okay?
Oh,
Because
because
you
I
got
don't
to
have
have a
one.
soul. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Tony Pro.
It just wouldn't work for me. But
That's where I have a shotgun. I'll pack it with salt and have some gasoline nearby if you ever sit there and try to get sideways. But, as long as you're not trying to eat people's faces off, you're totally safe.
Shit, you
oh
can have
well,
my soul
ruin
for a
my
box of
fun.
9mm.
Hey, Alan, have you ate anybody's face off lately? Just question.
Lately?
Lately?
No, not lately. Not
Okay.
lately. It has
See, you're safe.
it has been a little bit, but I'll be honest with you, I'm getting a little hungry.
Okay, well,
It fries up like bacon.
I hear you are one that likes to order pizzas for people, so order yourself a pizza.
Well, that's what I do for other people. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. What can I say?
I heard you were a taker.
Well,
Oh, wait,
you're
that's
talking to a bunch of
conversation.
damn sheep. I mean liars.
That's a,
Sorry.
see, it's a different situation I'm talking about apparently. So we'll just let that one go. Oh Lord. So Alan, where you been the last few days, buddy? We've missed you around here.
Oh well, I have been I've been gallivanting around with a new girlfriend. Tell you honestly.
So she's more important than us. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she's got boobs.
Hell yeah.
Boobs trump dudes. Just saying.
Gunpowder, you got boobs. You're here.
That's because I'm married.
Oh well, I didn't know we were going to put stipulations on this thing.
Yeah, if you're not a married dude, boobs trump dudes.
Okay. I'll give you
Well,
that
to
one.
be fair, I have boobs, so.
That's different.
Yeah. Black Cat's got boobs.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been off work for 6 months. I'm starting to grow some tits myself. So
This cat just.
Wow.
And I pretty much opened the door for that one. So,
Yes, you did.
my bad. My bad, people. My bad.
Yeah, you
I opened the door for that freaking rabbit hole.
Yep, I come in the room and within 3 minutes we're talking about tits.
Oh no. See, last night it didn't take 3 minutes. It was 2 seconds. If that. We
Listen.
opened the chat with RL talking about pussies and cocks.
What
I
the
would
hell?
much rather
Cats
walk
and
into a
roosters?
I would much rather walk into a conversation of those two things than the conversation that Bob was having.
Well, yeah,
I've got a 3-year-old that's looking at me like he's going to repeat whatever I say. So I'm just
Well, Bob can have a conversation all by himself and entertain us all.
That's pretty much what happened.
Bob was talking about feeding part of himself to dogs.
Can we not repeat it 5,000 times a fucking day?
But it's so much fun. Okay, I'll stop. I'm done.
Still beat his
Tell you, little Bob, or what?
No, what I've got coming up is going to be fun.
Of a farm animal tonight before.
You've got something coming up? What do you have coming up?
Yeah, what I've got coming up, and unfortunately I'm baiting here, and I really shouldn't have brought it up because I can't tell you very much about it. But what I've got coming up is going to be rather entertaining. I think everybody's going to get a kick out of it except for one person.
no, you definitely sound like a tease at a strip club.
Okay, now which one person will not get a kick out of it?
Probably the stripper. No, I can't disclose that. I mean that's just not right. I can't disclose that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did you find out about that job?
Well,
Who
I mean,
told
if
you?
you sent it in me into text, you should know. I mean,
Oh, damn it. I knew I should have not been drunk texting again.
Speaking of things that are coming up, I've got a surprise show coming up myself. Remember?
Ooh, and I know about it, but I can't tell none of y'all, so suck it, Tardot.
Yes, yes. She has been sworn to secrecy.
oh no. Wait a minute here. You told Gunpowder Beauty a secret, and now
And I've actually kept it a secret.
from your own
Yeah.
husband,
From my own husband.
the one
Because
that loads your
secrets matter.
magazine for you.
You know what?
Oh, shit.
Go suck a fart out of a unicorn's butt. I am more than capable of loading my own magazines. Because I'm a grown-ass girl.
Hey, Hosh, you want a link, buddy? Ladies and gentlemen, Hosh Nasi is in the house. Would you like a link, buddy? I will send you a link. In fact,
Get up here and lay down or go get in your bed before I beat you.
in fact, we are going to go right ahead and send him one.
Okay, so seriously, who's the one person that's going to get mad?
Well, if
that's the wrong
I
link.
disclose that, it ruins the entire thing. There is one person that I know that is involved. It's somebody that I suspect all of you know. That rolls around the gunchannels.com group.
That narrows it down.
There's a lot of people in the Gun Channels group.
I'm eliminated.
Oh, you're killing me.
Does this certain person have shows on Gun Channels?
Yes, they do. They do shows on Gun Channels. Yes, they do.
More than one show.
I've seen numerous shows.
Is this person Irish?
Oh my God, it's me twice.
You twice is fine. We like having you around.
Well, thank you, kind sir.
And you're new to this one too, aren't you? You're a.
I don't know any of y'all.
Yeah. You are.
I know you, Luke.
Well, you should know Gary and Dead Horse.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, this is Hosh, and he's actually this is the first time I think he's ever been on one of my chats.
But he makes some badass radios.
Yes, he does. Indeed.
Thank you kindly. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Radio.
I've checked out a couple of your shows. You make some really awesome radios.
Thank you.
Hosh
I got a young one here too, and he's upset. Come here, buddy.
Hosh is a genius when it comes to ham radios and CBs, and
Mama.
we are glad to have him part of the
Thank I appreciate that. He's pissed. I gotta apparently change something on the TV or give him an orange or something. So I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. Take your time, brother. But yeah, for any of you guys that don't know Hosh, go check out his channel. It's Hosh Nasi. He's amazing. If you got any questions about ham radios or shortwaves or anything like that, he's the guy to talk to because he can straighten you out real quick.
Hey guys,
well, just don't introduce him to Jan then.
No, of course not. So now let's get back to what we were talking about, Alan. This person from Gun Channels who you've got this whatever it is planned with.
No, I'm actually not planning anything with them. They're just gonna they're gonna do me a little bit of a favor so that I can do this other thing. Now I did. As some of you know, I delivered a pizza from Iowa to Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I am a man of our nation. I can make things happen from coast to coast. As
And across the seas.
and across the seas, under and over the borders. But one of the other things that some of you know is that I do have contact with a few generals of trolls.
Yes.
Yes, we are aware of your generals of trolls.
And so I was in communication with one Mr. Trollmaster General the other day, and they want to introduce somebody that they know to the Gun Channels group.
Cool deal.
Nice.
It's a female, and she's been watching for a long time, but she's a very, very shy girl, very, very shy. Doesn't speak out, doesn't make videos, and just recently signed up for a channel. And I want to try and encourage her to make videos, but in order to do it, I kind of want to bring her out with a bang.
Oh, well, I know how to do that.
It's hard.
We can definitely arrange a bang. We are quite good at bangs around here.
It just sounds so weird when y'all say it.
Yeah, I know. That's because your mind's in the gutter.
You know who I'm married to. Does this really surprise you?
Yes, it does.
Oh, whatever. Suck it up, Buttercup.
I always figured that Tardot sort of married you into the vow of chastity or something.
Okay. Yeah. You might want to lay off the weed and the alcohol for a while so you can start thinking straight again.
Yeah, well, just one of those things. But now back to something else that some of us in here know about and others don't. Like I said, I've got a big surprise show coming up in a couple of weeks. Some people may know about that. Others probably do not. It's going to be a hell of a show with some interesting, very, very interesting people. We've been trying to set this up for quite a while. And it's finally on the right path to actually happening. And when it gets there, when it finally hits, it is going to be a show that no one will forget.
Do you have a date set yet?
We're working on it.
Okay.
We got all the players lined up. Everybody knows who's going to be there. Might be a couple surprises along the way, but there's going to be some videos made about this upcoming show. Not only for me, but a few other people knows what's going on. Alan B. Pro knows what's going on. To let everybody else know. Alan knows. Gunpowder knows. So it's going to be a hell of a ride. It won't it, Alan?
To me, it sounds like it's going to be something that has never happened before. That's going to be rather epic. I just hope that you have your
legendary
your deep water boots on when it all goes down, because it's gonna get deep.
And you better be strapped in, because it's also going to get quite turbulent.
Yep, make sure you come in with your bootstraps up, your belt on, because we don't want to knock your socks off or your boots off or your pants off. So you've been warned. Make sure you dress accordingly.
So be looking for some videos coming out from different people regarding this event that's coming up. And just be prepared. And I hope to see everybody out there come to this show. And
so
go
to
ahead.
shift gears completely, now I have actually been, and I'm not sure if he even recalls, but I have actually been in a live stream with Hosh before. Have
Your
yet
voice sounds familiar.
I have yet to actually meet you, and because I never see you post in side chats in some of the chats that I'm in, I wasn't actually subbed to your channel until this evening.
Oh, right on. Very cool.
But hearing you speak, you're one cool cat, man. I'm glad
Thank
you
you.
jumped on this evening.
Well, I'm super happy I jumped on. All I've gotten is praise at this point, so I can't
And he's got a
complain with that.
T-shirt just for you.
Oh yeah,
He's
I got my
wearing a
cat.
Teddy
I'll
t-shirt
be a
just for
jack.
you.
My good luck Mario cat. There
you go.
It's like a Japanese sushi place on my stomach here.
So, Hans, let me ask you, what have you been into lately? Anything new with you?
Well, I just kicked off. I did a live stream today and just kicked off the general license training course that we're doing. So, for those that don't know, ham radio in the United States works on 3 tiers. There's the technician class, the general, and the extra. We did a 6-part technician class, if you will, to get people licensed. It had a really good turnout. I'd say over 100 people, probably at least. And now we're moving on to the general, which gets you on the HF, the high frequency stuff. That's the stuff that people talk about. They can talk around the world kind of thing with the radio. That's what general is.
Wait, so you mean I have to have a license to use my freedom of speech to talk to other people?
So that's a very good question. Right now, yes, because there's people with guns and other things that will shoot at your door.
So the First Amendment's under attack, just like the Second, is what you're saying already. Like it's
Right.
already been under attack. We just don't hear about it.
So that's an interesting point. You're basically allowed, if you want to, you can go in front of your house and you can scream anything you want for the First Amendment. But once you start putting power behind it and putting it out on a radio spectrum, on the radio waves, it technically needs to be licensed, whether that's an amateur license like a ham radio or a business license like an FM radio station. You got to pay the government for that quote unquote privilege.
To send invisible signals through the air, like to send magic little fairy signals through the air. I need a license, right? Like,
I refer to the RF kind of like the AVE channel does, Angry Pixies. It's kind of like angry RF pixies, radio frequency pixies.
Okay, now let me ask you another question. Let's say it's somebody out in the chat or one of us in the lobby here was wanting to get into ham radio with a budget.
Oh yeah,
get the license, get in it with a budget.
Yeah.
You know, what would you suggest? How would we go about that?
A Bofing? Can you do ham radio on those Bofings, dude?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So I've got one sitting right here. Oh, it's like I was ready for this. The Baofeng UV5R, or what I'm holding is the BF-F8. This is a, I don't know, $50 to $60 radio on Amazon. Baofeng, B-A-O-F-E-N-G, Baofeng. They're available on Amazon. The Baofeng UV5R is $25, and the BF-F8 HP is $50 to $65. And that's all you need to get started. I would hope then so anybody can buy ham radio gear. You can buy all the gear you want and you can listen to your heart's content. But once you start to transmit, once you push that button down and start talking on it, you're technically breaking the law if you don't have a license. Good news is getting a license is really easy. The first level license is easy. It takes you less than a week to study for it and you can go get the license. And I have a video series that's explaining that to people. It's very easy.
I just barely watched a video from you yesterday, Osh, on why people think the Bofeng sucks.
Yeah, why people hate the Baofeng radio.
Yeah, why people hate that. Yeah, that was a really good video. So I never knew you had that, and I came across it just like yesterday. It just showed up in my YouTube, because I've been subbed to you for a long time, but it just showed up in my YouTube feed yesterday. I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna watch this. Why do people hate that radio? Like, because I know you like it, and I know other people have it.
Yeah.
So
oddly enough, the YouTube fairies, whatever governs how YouTube makes a video popular or not, like 3 days ago, YouTube started sending that video around to everybody, and my rankings went through the roof. Like my analytics for that video just completely shot up. I got like a ton of subscribers. Apparently people are really interested in radio, more so than ever, which is great, which is good news, because it's just like guns, right? And the more people, you know, just like you guys were talking about, you know, about the little idiosyncrasies about guns, which I do too. I shoot. I'm active in 2A. Ham radio is just a part that goes along with guns. It's just like first aid, which I always say with G-Webs. There's 3 parts to gun ownership and being prepared. It's knowing how to shoot, it's knowing first aid, and it's knowing communications. And they go together. They're a part of the same triangle, if you will. Aside from food and water and all your survival stuff, communications is vital. And if you're not thinking about your communications, then you're just going to be at someone else's will who has that capability, or you're going to have to make them work for you, or whatever it is you're going to do.
Why don't you tell the people out there like that we're asking about, like getting into it cheap, like Outlaw's question, like getting into it cheap and getting started? What can they expect out of one of those bow things, out of like the better, like out of the $50, $60 one? Like what are they going to get out of that?
So this radio's, let's call it $60, and you buy the antenna. It comes with an antenna, but it's generally recommended you upgrade the antenna. This antenna and other antennas, which I made a video on the best antennas you can buy, it's about $5 to $10, $15, right? Depending on which one you want to get. That just makes your signal go out further so you can talk to more people. Now, a lot of these radios works is when you key it up, you program it. You use your computer to program it. You can program it by hand, but it's a Chinese radio, so it's a little difficult. You buy a cable. The cable's about $20. It connects to Windows or Macintosh, whatever, and there's free software that you can download.
And you always buy the cables and don't use the ones that come with, right? Because the ones that come with are the ones that don't quite work right.
No,
I remember you saying that, dude.
You're right. They generally don't come with cables. What happens is people look for the programming cables and they go buy the cheap one, which is $5, and that's a counterfeit cable. It's a cable that the Chinese are just counterfeiting it. So you buy the more expensive cable that has the legit serial programming in it, and it allows you to program it so you can get the radio program, and then that allows you to talk to repeaters, and the repeaters are like really big radios on mountaintops, and those repeaters will take your signal and they'll broadcast it over hundreds of miles. So this radio, if you had 2 buddies and you both had these radios, you could probably talk to each other 5 to 10 miles apart from each other, depending on how good the geometry is. If you had like a mountain in between you or really big buildings, that's going to block your signal a bit, but that's generally how it works.
And the repeaters can broadcast at hundreds of miles?
Yeah, because the repeaters are up on a mountain, and when you transmit to them, they're taking your transmission and they're amplifying it and they're sending it out over the space that they can
pay for that? Do you need to pay for that service or what?
Some you do, some you do. Some are like clubs, and the club pays to keep the repeater up and maintain it, and others are completely free, and the owner would love it if you send them some money on PayPal. If you're active on the repeater, you should think about shooting the owner some money. It's a nice thing to do. It's like it's a community kind of.
So if you live in a place like Kansas that the nearest mountain is several hundred miles away, what are you looking at? Towers then, or?
So if you're, where'd you say you're at? You're in Canada?
I'm in eastern Kansas.
Oh, Kansas. Sorry. So the reality is there's probably a repeater right by you that you just don't know about yet. In fact, I could probably look it up and I could show you. I'll use a screen share. What county are you in, Kansas?
Osage.
Osage. All right.
Now, a rough estimate, how many repeaters do you think there are in the United States?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. And a lot of them are off-grid. See, that's important. They're off-grid. They're solar-powered. I think I'm killing some people because should I go off video? Or are people on cell phones? People keep diving out.
Cell phones mess with other cell phones. If you're on a computer, that doesn't mess with the cell phone.
Well, no, it's because I'm doing video. The video.
It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
No. All right.
It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
So let's go to Kansas. Trying to pull you up right now.
So like he's looking for that. he kind of touched on like he doesn't know a little bit back. Posh kind of touched on he doesn't know what's going on with like YouTube's algorithm and how that 10-month-old video he has like all of a sudden just got popular like 10 months later or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that is weird how that works, right? Like, you know, like all of a sudden a year-old video or 4 or 5-year-old video all of a sudden starts popping up in your feed and stuff like that. And I swear to God, dude, I can swear to God, like I won't be on my phone or anything, and I can have a conversation with my wife about like buying a new garage door, right? Just a one-on-one conversation with her. And the next day on YouTube and Instagram and stuff, I'm getting ads for garage doors. Like it's like I swear to God that they have to be listening into your like just into your personal conversation, not over the phone, just like a conversation one-on-one in person. You have to be listening in to know that shit. It's not the first time it's happened.
Okay, I gotta be. Hold on, I'll pull it up in a second. My kid's mad again. I'll be right back.
If that's the case, then I should be getting a whole bunch of ads for Russian brides.
Well, dude, I've heard other people say it before, like, hey, man, I was just looking up at, you know, I was talking about something, private conversation, buying a new shovel or axe, and now I got ads for it. And it just seems like, I don't know if that's a coincidence, but it seems like it's happening to a lot of people, and it's happened to me more than once now. Like, me and my wife were talking about a conversation about, like, a serial killer or something, and literally the next day she's like, all YouTube is showing me is serial killer videos. And I'm like, did you look it up? And she's like, no, I didn't even look it up on YouTube.
Did you do you have like an Alexa or anything in your house?
No, dude. No. It has to be just Google, like somehow like through permissions of different apps or some shit. Like they're allowed to listen in on you or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have the permission to read your phone calls and know who you're talking to, and like and all those fucking permissions that you have to basically give away to use their free service, right? Like somehow they're listening in and know. Like it has to be that way. I don't know how. I can't imagine it just being a coincidence that many times.
Hey, Dead Horse, you need to save this conversation for Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if that was a real thing. If anyone's heard about that, is that real or is it just my fucking imagination or what? Like I shit you
I
not.
don't know, but that will be a good one for the conspiracy chat Monday.
Okay,
Also,
well Sunday I'm gonna do nothing but like talk about like fucking like hot dogs and Polish sausages and shit and see if I get like ballpark Frank ads. So.
That was really funny the way you said that.
oh man. Did you see the link that I'd sent you earlier?
I did. I figured that was going to be the topic on Monday, right?
That's going to be one of them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. So.
Yeah. For anybody out there that doesn't know, Dead Horse is the resident conspiracy theory expert.
No, I'm not an expert. I just enjoy like listening to that shit. You know what I mean?
Like I said, you are the resident expert, whether you want to admit it or not. You're like Cycle Camp. Cycle Camp is like a military arms genius. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are.
All right. Sorry about that. So, for if anybody's interested, radioreference.com tells you different radio sources that are in your state. So, we're looking at Kansas right here. You scroll down here to Osage, whatever you pronounce it. So we're Osage County. And so these are all the frequencies for Osage. Sheriff, all the different things that you'd want to like get in your, if you had a scanner, for example, you could load that up. So then if you want to find repeaters, a little bit different. Some of them show up here, but
Oh, by the way, if anybody's interested, go to Hashnasi's YouTube and get the link for the cable that connects the ham radio.
Oh, thank you.
To the computer, because that thing works like dynamite.
Yeah. So actually, you know what? I think we're going to do this a different way. I think we're going to use the software to do this. It's going to be easier. I'm going to bring up Chirp here.
And what's the name of the software?
Chirp.
Chirp.
Like a bird. Chirp, chirp.
Sort of like Tweeter, huh? Or Twitter.
Yeah, Tweeter. A little bit. Okay.
I think more and more about getting into ham radios. I
Mhm.
just, it's just, man, with everything that I've got going on right now, it seems like that's just one more thing that do I really want to put on my plate right now or wait a while?
It's just like any level of preparedness. So this is Chirp. It's just an empty screen, but we're gonna do we're gonna down query from a source. We're gonna go repeater book. So we're going to it's not showing it. All right, hold on. Kansas. Sorry about that. You're not seeing anything right now.
What, you mean technology isn't working when you want it to?
Well, it could. I just didn't set up that particular thing. So we're gonna go all. So we're scanning. Oh wow, you don't have a lot in can. You weren't kidding. So there are 2 repeaters in your area, KB0WTH and KB0PTD. And PTD is wide open. It's a duplex but no tone. Yeah. So technically, you've got 2 repeaters. I don't know if they're active, and we're so far apart. I couldn't tell anyway because VHF UHF is again line of sight. So I'd have to be in Kansas to try that. But it exists. The good news is that I don't know how big is your county. How many miles big is it?
Not right off the top of my head, I don't.
You can't
So
bounce
it's possible.
signals off the moon?
I can
It's
look
possible.
it up.
It's possible you might be able to pick up repeaters in other counties. That would be all right with you, because Kansas is relatively flat, so you got the advantage of getting good signal propagation because it's flat.
Well, it's flatter than a pancake.
Yeah, right.
Like they literally proved that. So
720 square miles. So look that.
Okay. No, son's mad again. I'll be right back. Sorry.
the worst lightning storm I've ever been in my whole life was in Kansas, man, with tornadoes like off the side of the freeway and shit, like scaring the piss out of you. Like you couldn't even see them because it was dark out, and the lightning would flash, and you would see a fucking tornado right there and shit. It was like that was scary shit. That was definitely the worst storm I've ever been in. Man, was in Kansas.
One of the coolest things I saw were the brush fires that people were doing just to get rid of older grass or hay or trees or whatever, and they were doing it on purpose. And there was like 3 fires on the left side, 3 fires on the right side of the highway that we were on. I was just like, there was smoke everywhere, but it wasn't an emergency because people were doing it. It was really cool.
Well, they do that all the time. When you get into the mountains, you'll see controlled burns like that all over the place.
Oh,
And
this wasn't the mountains. This was all flatlands. Like,
oh yeah, I know they'll do it there too,
you know.
but they're in wooded areas, like I said, the mountains. They will do those controlled burns to keep from having a massive forest fire later on. Something they really can't deal with, And it's a good idea.
Of it.
They just start a small fire, burn off a section, and put that one out, and then burn off another section, and it kills all the underbrush and the dead shit on the ground.
And even though it was a 27-hour drive to Tulsa, it was worth every minute of it.
Hey, Hosh, are you planning on going out to Tulsa in November?
No, not right now. November's that whole time. Even that's why SHOT Show is so difficult because I'm so busy at that time of year. I can't.
Oh, that's for the Tulsa gun show.
Just so many things going on with family and work stuff that it's like I can't really get away most of the time.
That's what you're gonna say, man. We'd love to see if you can make it.
Oh, definitely.
Osage County is about 30 miles by 26 miles.
All right.
And
I haven't been to Kansas. I've been all over the country, but I've never been to Kansas with work. I travel all over the place, but I've never been to Kansas. What's
the matter? Lost your red pair of shoes?
Yeah. No, I just never had. There's no work there. There's no. None of my companies that I've worked for has ever been in Kansas. They're always in Huntsville.
I feel like doing something to make me sound like Ain't nothing but a Helmsville.
Yeah, that's a bit, bit of slower talk, bit of a little drawl there.
C4 Defense is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Clint Torres is in the house. Dog Dad. Lockjaw's out there. We have got a pretty good. We've got a pretty good bunch listening to this right now.
For who mentioned it? Let me give him a little bit of shout out there. Who was it? Somebody mentioned Broadcastify. General Relativity said, I use Broadcastify to listen to local radios. Yeah, absolutely. Broadcastify is great if you don't have the equipment. That helps you at least, listen to scanners, listen to whatever, so you can stay up to date with what's going on. The advantage, though, with scanners, particularly digital trunking scanners, is it lets you hear a lot of stuff that isn't out in the open, that a lot of cops don't put out. It doesn't do encryption, which a lot of sheriffs and police officers are going to encryption, but at least gives you an option. Wow, you only have 17 licensed people in your county. Wow. Well, you're going to get to know them really quick if you get your license.
Well, that's only half of the total people in the county itself.
Oh, really?
That's not.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not that small.
I was going to say, this has got to be more than that. Usually ham radio operators make up less than like 1% of a county. So.
Wow. So
there are 15,000 people in this county.
Now, when you set up a ham radio and you're getting ready to start broadcasting, does everybody get their own code numbers or whatever?
You get your call sign. You have a call sign that's given to you by the FCC, and you can change it if you want to. There's vanity call signs you can get. The different tiers. When you get to the top tier, then you get access to the really cool call signs, the 2x2 call signs or the 1x3 call signs, stuff like that. Because mine is KI6NAZ. That's my call sign. Northern Arizona, KI6NAZ. I don't live in Arizona, but still. That's what people use when they reference me. So we generally use our call signs to have communications because it makes it easy. We're able to track because it's all about, particularly when you get to HF, like when you're talking about talking across the country, it's all about easy communication. And the easier the letters, the easier that name is. It's easier to say, yeah, I talked to that person. We had a conversation. We had a contact. That's the big deal.
So I got a question for you. If I get a license and I'm still in New York and I move to another state, can I switch my license to match some of the letters for that state?
You can, but you don't need to. And most of the time it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. Your license is your license unless you want to change it for whatever reason. You can change it whenever you want, but you definitely don't need to change it for something like moving. You do when you change your address or your QTH, you got to tell the FCC that you've moved. You're in no real hurry to do so, but you should do it just so that they know where to send the mail to, because they do send you mail.
Okay.
So, for example, there's this little it's kind of a hiking game. In California, we got a lot of mountains. If you didn't know that, we have a lot of mountains. So there's a game. It's kind of a game. It's kind of a contest. It's called SOTA, Summits on the Air. Every peak of a mountain has a point value associated to it, and it's based off of how tall that mountain is. If you climb to the top of that mountain and you set up a radio station and you make at least 4 contacts, you've activated that mountain. You get the points for that mountain. So it's like a game. So all these people go out and they climb these mountains to get to the top of it and then make contacts. And once they do that, they get the points. And the more points you have, there's all different levels, like ranks that you can get. So I was able to, from a mountain that wasn't very tall in California, I was able to talk to Massachusetts on 5 watts. 5 watts of power, which is nothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So think about in a survival situation. So here, you know what? I'm getting ready to go do a hike. So I got my backpack, which is a, lightweight backpack. I've got I've got a cook stove in here. I got some food. I'll put some water in the side pouches. I got my
Is that the
radio in here.
backpack made out of that? Is that the backpack made out of mylar?
It's not mylar. It's another material. It's made by a pack company called Hyperlight Mountain Gear.
Hyperlight.
It's
Yeah, that's the one.
water resistant. It's super lightweight. I think the pack empty is maybe 3 pounds. Very, very lightweight. Aside with, there is metal bars in here just to give you some support, but if you take the metal bars out, it's nothing. So there's all kinds of things you can do with ham radio. And so one of those things is, again, going outdoors and setting up a station like out in the boonies or out in wherever. That is, in essence, ham radio, because you could be in a situation in an emergency where you've got to set something up so that you can call people in to help you out. Like if you have cell phones are down, your telephones are down, like what are you going to do? Well, ham radio is a really good option for that. It's been around for over 100 years.
That's really impressive. You were able to get on 5 watts from where you were to Massachusetts.
Yeah, I've worked Massachusetts. I've worked Canada. I've worked Wisconsin and Minnesota from Southern California.
Well, I think you were in the chat tonight. We were talking about my dad doing the CB radio thing.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Even with the he and my brother-in-law had packed up a antenna to the top of a mountain, ran wires from the top of the mountain all the way back to the house, and I couldn't tell you how much wire he actually used to do it.
Yeah, I remember this conversation. Yeah, absolutely, and he was killing it. I bet he was killing it.
He was talking to people in Australia.
Yeah,
CB.
Yeah, so CB is 10 to 11 watts, and that. So I'm going to get a little scientific for you, but it is literally 10 meters. The radio waves, like the radio waves, they go up and down like a wave, right? You're all familiar with this? So 10-meter radio wave is 10 meters wide, and your antenna is lengthed to match that. It's not a 10-meter length antenna. It's either a half wave or quarter wave, but it's still matched to that frequency that you're operating on. And CB at 10 to 11 meters, it can get out there. It can get out there really far if you got enough power behind it. And I bet he had an amp, and I bet he was running some good stuff behind it.
He had a big Cobra base station.
Yep.
And he was
probably had an illegally boosted signal too.
Well, I used to run, and I didn't quite understand how the entire setup was, but I used to drive truck coast to coast, and I started getting a little bit into citizen band radio, and I picked up a Galaxy radio and took it to this shop in Oregon. Told the guy, peek it and tweak it. Let me see what you got.
Put some hot pots in there.
He peeked this thing out, and it was a nice little number. But then I ended up hooking a linear to it.
Oh, okay.
And getting some oil rod antennas, oil cooled antennas. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Once I stopped driving truck, I actually put that radio in my off-road vehicle. Okay. And every Thursday night I would go up to Mount Shasta in Southern California.
Oh yeah.
And chat with a guy in Japan.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's how much power are you putting out? 500 watts or more? 1100?
It was, I think the linear that I had was like a 500 watt linear.
Okay. Yeah. Usually people go 500 watts and then they jump up to 1,000 and then way higher than that. They get stupid. Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
With that radio, there's a lot of people in Portland, Oregon that run base stations and stuff. And we could actually trace where these guys were by watching how hard their signal was hitting us.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you running an Omni or were you running a Beam? What kind of antenna did you have?
Oh God, I don't remember.
It's just a vertical stick.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's omnidirectional, meaning that you're radiating your power everywhere. Like anyone can hear you. Technically, you know what I mean. You can. There's antennas you can make that will point your power in a specific direction. Those are called beams or Yagis or whatever. A lot of CB guys generally do the verticals.
Yeah, because that thing reached out and touched. I mean, it was hot. I loved that unit. That Galaxy unit was hot.
So you were talking to Japan towards the end of the day. So you were climbing up to Mount Shasta towards the end of the day.
I would actually climb up the off-road trail and every Thursday night, and right about 12:30, 1 o'clock every morning was when I would touch base with the guy.
Wow. So you're crossing day to night, because 10 meters is generally not very good during the nighttime. It's a better daytime frequency, but he's still in the night, so you could probably reach out to him.
Yeah. It was the only time that I was ever able to reach him, because I'd take those off-road trails quite a bit, and I'd hit the same spot and try to reach him on other days and during the days and on different days, and could never reach him. The only time that it seemed to be clear enough was right around 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Oh, interesting. So you found a hot little window for propagation. Going to Japan is impressive regardless, because you're going across the entire Pacific Ocean, which is freaking huge. So that's major kudos.
I don't know how it worked, but in all actuality, there was times with that radio, I swear that I was listening to air traffic.
Maybe.
I've run across that hundreds of times.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
But most of the information I'm getting is for LaGuardia and JFK, and I mean those are right. Like,
I thought there's no way. There's
five
no
watts
way
is more than enough to catch on to that.
Frequencies onto citizen band frequencies. I mean, but there's no way to other explain it.
Oh, son's upset again. You're trying to get him to sleep right now. I'll be right back. Keep putting him down. He keeps getting back out. I'll be right back.
Maybe that's what we ought to do, guys. We all want to get our own little CB radios set up in our houses, and we'll do gun channels over the CB, over Citizen Band.
If you just get ham radio, they're cheap enough.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, I got mine for what? Like, I got mine for like what, $30-$35.
Mm.
The cable to connect it, and you're good to go. You probably want to buy yourself an extended battery as well.
Yeah, that was trying to get into that stuff for me was like reading French. I couldn't read it for nothing. But I had a co-driver that was way into ham radios, and he always talked about using them because he drove truck with me during the off season from crab fishing, and that was his main occupation, is he crab fished, and that's most of the radios that he dealt with when he lived out there doing crab fishing. And he had talked about all these licenses that he had and what it took it's not a problem to get a license. All you have to do is study for this and that. And I'm like, I can't understand that shit.
Hey, Phoenix, Black Cat was here. I don't know what happened to him.
He's still in the chat.
Is he?
On the YouTube side, I believe.
I think he went to bed finally.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, the advantage with ham radio is the real long distance stuff it's pretty par for the course. The question is, how low can you go? But if you want to go big power, it's pretty easy because they make the equipment for it. It's legal. You can buy it. It's whatever. You know what I mean?
Now, what's the delay time, Alan, was you having talking to that guy in Japan?
Oh, it was pathetic.
I could imagine probably, what, 8-10 seconds?
It's more than that.
Well, I don't see the point, dude. Unless you're like picking up like alien signals and talking to like Alpha Centauri. I just.
Well, I'm sure that they actually have radios out there that's sending radio waves out that far.
How come you're not bouncing? You said you were talking about line of sight. How come you're not like bouncing signals off the moon or off the atmosphere like they did in World War II, like military?
You can, but it's not very good. And moon bounce. I mean, I could pull up an audio clip of moon bounce. It's not great. It's like fairly distorted, and there's a lot of latency because you can imagine you're going way out there, right? You're coming back. And even still, it's like your propagation is going to be spotty. Like if I wanted to talk to you and not you, but if I wanted to talk, who was I talking to earlier? Who was talking to CB? Who's in the Osage?
Me.
Okay,
Gizzard.
so if I was trying to talk to Gizzard, we wouldn't be able to do that consistently. It's sporadic. It's like we're just going to do this as a fun thing to try it out. But like the odds of you getting the same person all the time is very rare. You have to you got to really step up to HF to get that consistent long distance communication.
If you and what it's HF, high frequency.
High frequency, you got it. You got it exactly.
And what is UF?
Ultra high frequency, UHF.
Okay.
Which VHF very high frequency, UHF ultra high frequency. Those are shorter distance, because if you think about it like this,
that's what our TVs used to be, dude. It was VHF and UHF.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you think about it like this, HF, when it hits the atmosphere, it bends back to the Earth. It goes out and hits the atmosphere and it bends back. That's how we're able to make those really long distance communications, because we're bouncing off of the ionosphere back onto the planet. UHF, VHF doesn't do that. It punches through the ionosphere, and then you can get out to satellites. That's how we talk to satellites. So I've done that too. I've used radios to talk to satellites that are overhead.
Dude, I remember.
And you also have a video about that about 3-4 videos ago that you explained that really well.
Yeah. So in fact, I started today's video right now. The International Space Station for the rest of the week is broadcasting what they call slow scan television. They're sending pictures down right now, and if you point your radios to it, you can hear the tones. It's like it sounds like a modem tone back in the 90s, and that's and you can point your phone at it with a certain app, and it will actually decrypt the tones and turn it into a picture.
And those are just all like, ones and zeros. Those tones, right? Those tones are just.
It's more than that, because it's a tone, right? Morse code is dits and dahs. That's binary, but this has got more to it. There's more data in there in that tone. But yeah, I mean, the idea is pretty much the same. You're talking about something passing overhead. I didn't even use. I just have my antenna on the roof, and my antenna picked up the entire contact. So I just have to put it in my computer or something like that, so I can get the picture out of it.
Do you have like a 300-foot antenna on your roof, or?
No, I don't. I can't. In where I live in my city, they've got a city ordinance that you can't put an antenna higher than 20 feet above your roof line. So I'm right there. I'm at 20 feet. But for VHF, UHF, I just have a vertical. I have a 17-foot vertical pole that I'm able to use. It's pretty good. It works out pretty well. And it's not inexpensive, but in all things considered, it's not that expensive. It's like $150 for the antenna.
Well, would it be possible to just make your own?
Absolutely. I've got a video on that too. I took a bunch of copper plumbing, and I built an antenna out of it called a J-pole. So if you look up Super J-pole on YouTube, I'm probably the first one that comes up. In fact, let me look. Super J-pole antenna. I'm the first one. Well, I hope. If you guys look, it might be different. But so yeah, Super J-pole.
And that would actually save you even more money, probably.
Oh yeah, I think I was out the door for $20 for that whole thing built. And you all have the tools to do it. It's just copper pipe soldering. That's all you need to do. So honestly, to me, like the fun part of ham radio is the projects. Doing making the antennas, doing all that stuff is like what I like to do. A lot of times, go ahead.
Don't they have a thing that's, I forget the name of it, but I think it's called caching or something, but it's like kind of like a hunt.
Was it like
geocaching? Yeah, or something. But they have that on the ham radio site or something. Like it, I don't understand it.
That's the J-pole part of it that he was explaining.
No, so that's a whole different thing. Okay, so what he's talking about, so you have to understand that ham radio is a service about emergency response, but it's also a service about finding other people who are legally broadcasting and then kind of reporting on them. And they turned it into a contest, a fun game. They call it fox hunting or direction finding.
Yeah, so that's it.
Somebody will go out there and they'll take a little radio, simple little radio, and they'll start it chirping. They'll chirp out on a frequency, and they tell you the frequency, but you don't really know. And so then you use. I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me show you this. So you use an antenna like this. You use an antenna. This antenna I built out of a tape measure that I got from Harbor Freight. Same antenna I use to talk to the satellites. I can use this for direction finding. And so what you do is you point this in the area you think the fox is at, and when you point it in the right area, you'll hear it. But when you're pointing off the area, you won't hear it. So you point it, and you're like, okay, it's that way. It's north. You get in your car and you drive 2 miles east, and then you point again. And you're like, oh, okay, now it's north northwest. So now you've just triangulated the signal, and this allows you to geo locate where that frequency is coming from. So what they'll do is they'll get in their cars, they'll drive around, they got all these antennas on the roof and stuff like that to make it, again, a lot of home built stuff. And then that's how they'll find the location for the fox, and the first person to find it gets the points, gets the win.
Yeah, and like the thing I watched about that, it was exactly like what you said, and they were even like taking it a step farther and saying like basically this is like what a lot of like special ops or CIA and shit, like they basically use the same principle, but for like cell phones, for Wi-Fi, for like all the other signals, they're doing that same shit, and it blew my mind. They went into more detail of that, of course, but it blew my mind. I was like, holy shit.
It's the same principle. So once you understand how to pick up on VHF, UHF signals, the only difference is what the receiver is receiving. You can make a receiver to pick up cell phones. You can make a receiver to pick up Wi-Fi.
That's exactly what they were saying. They're like, we can like if we see you and we're close enough to you, we can grab your signal, know what it is, and then we can track you fucking anywhere, basically. And shit like that. It blew my mind. I was like, wow, dude. Like, and your phone doesn't even have to be on, like, because it's always you don't even have to be talking on it.
Yeah. So that's the stuff that, like, regardless of how prepared you are, there's a certain level of knowledge you have to have about the stuff that's just in your everyday life that you can't avoid. Like people who don't have cell phones that are like really serious about it, they're serious about it for a reason, because they're, no, kid's coming back. I get him another video, I guess. He's upset about that. Oh, I'll be right back. Why do you keep doing that? Yeah, you don't have to push the door. You don't have to push the door hard. Yeah, you done with that? You're done with that. All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, Lord. Well, we've lost gunpowder. Apparently, we bored to death talking about this.
About radios?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, radios bore a lot of people. I'm kind of a nerdy guy, so I don't mind listening to that shit, and I learn because I don't know anything about it, right? So like almost everything I know about any kind of radios, I've fucking learned from Osh. So.
I don't agree with you because I wouldn't consider myself nerdy, and I still enjoy it.
Trust me, John, you're a nerd.
I was gonna say, I think I've heard you start to talk about like Stargate and shit. Pretty sure you're a nerd.
I've never talked about Stargate.
You're a nerd, John.
That wasn't me.
You are not only a nerd, but you're a Yankee nerd. So
Spank me, nerd. What?
you just, you're out there, buddy. There's nothing you can do about it. Just accept it and move
Okay,
on.
so I got a bone to pick with you, Outlaw.
Uh-oh. What I
You
do
ready?
wrong?
You ready? Can you see my screen? Watch my screen, dude.
Okay, I'm watching your screen.
Okay, so you see my screen.
Yes, I see your
Okay,
screen.
this is G-Web's like newest video. Okay, so
Okay.
like you go through it and you see like lots of gun videos. Like there's some random video about Jewel in there. That's probably like a paid advertising or something. But lots of gun videos. Couple movies about like roads and driving and stuff. But mostly like all gun videos or guns about like driving and shit. Because well, that's what he's doing right in the video. So that makes sense in my up next playlist because this is like what automatically plays. If I don't hit a button, it plays through all this shit automatically, right? So it makes sense. It's all going to be about guns and driving, right? Because that's what this video is. So now let's go to your video tonight, Outlaw. Let's see what we got here. Okay, here's your video tonight. There's the chat. Hello, everyone over there in chat. Hi, Philo. So look at this. Up next, first video.
What is
Now
that?
this video, like this thing is like Mayberry, like Andy Griffith Mayberry, but like a music video with a chick dancing in it, and it's awfully strange. But let's keep scrolling down more. Fountains of
hell?
Wayne Stacy's mom. Tina Fey strips down to her Spanx. What this funny magician took Amanda's bra. Like 8 Mile ending rap battles, dude. Oh look, there's one of your videos, Outlaw Hatfield. Moonshine Bandits. I mean, I just where are the gun videos? Are you not using tags or like I don't are you using the wrong tags? But like I'm seeing like there's a couple of your videos in here, but I'm seeing like Jessica Simpson, Miami Beach dance party, dude.
I have no idea why that's coming up.
Macklemore, Lady Gaga. So I don't know if it's because you're not using tags or if you're using the wrong tags, but this just ain't right, bro. I'm just telling you right now. Like someone's gonna be watching your video when it gets over. This next video is gonna automatically play and it's going to blow people away.
If you like the Outlaw Hatfield, check this out.
I don't understand that because the tags are right. So
I'm just trying to like help you out here, man, because that Peaches thing, like I accidentally clicked the button to the little skip button, because I was trying to catch up in the chat and hit the live button, and I hit the little skip to next video button, and that thing started playing, and I was like, what is this, dude? It was kind of scary.
Yeah, apparently it would be. I don't know. I mean, believe me, most of my tags revolves around this show specifically, gun channels, guns. Just I don't know.
That's just weird because honestly, like on other gun, like I can just like pick a random gun channel and go to it, and I don't see that stuff. So that's what I was wondering. Like, do you have like just like this one weird tag you're throwing in there, shit or what? Like,
hold on, and I'll check. Hold on a minute. I mean, it's not really hard to take a look at here.
I can't see the tags while it's live. I don't think it shows me those keywords while it's live. I can't see that like while the show's live until after the show. So that's.
Let's see here.
Be nice.
Now, see, and Haas, he's the one guy like a lot about fucking YouTube. That would be the guy to ask. But of course, he leaves. But I was just wondering if he knew what was going on, man, because that's just like it's just weird, dude. Like, I don't see that. I'm not seeing that on other people's channels, so I don't know.
I don't know. Makes absolutely no sense to me either.
I think YouTube's just kind of ranking you up there with those celebrities, like those high level, like Jessica Simpson and Lady Gaga. It's like, dude, like this guy's on that level.
Yeah,
That's just how the Outlaw Hatfield rolls.
That's
Oh,
what it is
yeah.
right there. That's what it is right there. I'm just that damn good. And now half the people that's listening to this are puking.
I heard.
If
I
anyone
heard part
wants
of
the
that.
next recommended video, they are.
I heard part of that. So it's either he's ranking with those videos, or they don't know how to rank him, so they're just showing the most popular damn thing they know.
Okay.
So that's my
now,
guess.
does that have to do with like he doesn't have enough tags, or is it like based on?
I would guess tags. Can you link me to? Can you post in the internal chat one of the videos? I'll look at it really quick, and I'll give you my.
So
my
if you're searching for Jessica Simpson, the Outlaw Hatfield comes up in that search.
No, not necessarily. It's probably the other way around.
Okay, like can you see my watch? Look at my screen. I'm going to share again. Okay.
Okay.
So here's his video, the one that we're on live tonight. Okay. So there's the thing, and this is the up next recommended playlist. So we got this like weird Peaches song that has to do with Mayberry. We got two Outlaw chats. Then we got all this like Fountains of Evo, Tina Fey, like all this chick stuff, 8 Mile rap battles, like a lot of stuff.
Let me show you. Let me show you my screen. Okay, so let me show you my screen here. This is gonna add this. Maybe will help. It might not. So we're looking at the video, right?
Yeah.
So this is a plugin that I've got that Gwebs uses. A lot of people use on the internet. So it pulls up the tags. You have Outlaw Hatfield, Gun Channels, Podcast, Outlaw Hatfield, Interview, Hangouts on Air, Hangout on Air, and then HOA. I don't even know what HOA is. Hangouts on Air. Okay, got it. So that's a wide open, like you can land an aircraft carrier in that. Like you can land any plane in that. So you're dealing, you tagged it like to all the other all the other videos on the world. The best things you can do is like live internet gun chats, live hangout gun chats, Google gun hangouts, gun how to internet live stream, gun how to on air live. Like the more words you put in there explaining exactly what your video is about, the more you're going to get like picked up by the proper searches. Why do you keep pushing?
Because people who are looking for
hangout
something
tags.
completely different might be coming to his stuff, right? Because he has
Those
these fake tags like podcasts and stuff.
Those hangout tags you can delete because those are put in automatically when you go.
Yeah, those tags. You need to update your tags and like point out like. You got to say exactly what your stuff's about. Okay, relax, bud. Oh, this kid. I got to get him to go to sleep. Okay, I'm gonna be back probably longer because I'm trying to get him to fall asleep. But that's my 2 cents. My guess. My 2 cents.
Oh no, it makes sense. Like I figured it had something to do with like the tags or something. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Hatfield.
I just don't see that on other gun videos, and I thought it might help both me and Outlaw learn how to like do our tags because I don't really use tags or anything. I like the only tag I ever use is like AR-15 and guns, right? Like those are the 2 tags I use.
Right. When you go live, Hangouts creates those 3 tags for the Hangouts. You can delete those. Those you don't need. That's for sure.
So did anybody know what that plugin was that he was using?
vidIQ, I believe. Because I got it.
What is that?
vidIQ.
Oh, it's just vidIQ. It's not like TubeBuddy or anything.
Pretty sure it's vidIQ. It looks a lot like my screen.
And I think that name sounds very familiar. So I think I've heard Gwebs or Hosh mention that before. So I think that is what it is that vidIQ.
I have no idea what that HOA is or where it came from. Huh. Let's see here.
Now, will that help? Now, like by fixing
seconds.
your tags, right? But if you fix your tags, of course, more people are going to come see your channel and stuff. But will that help you on that?
I know. Hold on. I'm going to show a video. So I'm trying to show my tags so that you guys can see it. Let's pick this one. So I did an interview with a buddy of mine, and I'll show you what my tags look like. I'm coming right now. Hold on. I know. Hold on. So let me see if I can show this. And yeah, it's vidIQ. So here's my. I know, buddy. I heard you. So here's my tags. I put my channel name as a tag. I know. I'm coming right now. Baofeng, UV5R, ship programming, but then it's like technician license, FCC study guide, principles of radio, amateur radio, learn ham radio, study technician license, ham radio crash course, learn C. See, it's all these, like, I made the words complex enough that I'm competing with really very few people. I'm trying to compete with less people. I know. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to mute myself, but you can look at the screen. And yes, it's vidIQ.
Well, I'm adding more tags right now, so hopefully.
And that'll probably help, I think, because look how many tags he has, and I see a lot of other channels use like a shitload of tags, and I think that does help. It has to, right? Find the people like that you're looking for, that you want to watch you, right? Like, yeah, I think it helps find those people.
Hey, Hatfield.
Yeah, bub. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
One of the things you can do with that out is also use the hashtag on the show.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you want to use Gary Gizzard, Dead Horse, or any we use those as tags in your videos as well.
Yeah, I could do that too. Just, the people that's been on the show before. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I've had a couple people come to me and ask if I was like one of the guys from the rock band Dead Horse or something, like coming to my thing, and I'm like, no, I'm the lead singer of Maroon 5. But
were you?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Nope.
You've never
I
seen
didn't
my
know that.
pictures on my Instagram page?
That's a cool surprise.
See here, we're in the presence of rock star royalty. Didn't even realize it.
See, John Z thinks I'm fucking joking. Go look at my Instagram page and tell me I'm joking. Just saying.
Oh no, I totally believe you. It's on the internet. You know I believe it.
Yeah, well, I got like, actual pictures of me on my Instagram, and just, apparently I'm the guy from Maroon 5, so I'm the lead singer of Maroon 5, so.
So
I'm okay with that. Like, I don't know. I that doesn't bother me. That guy's fucking like rich and famous. Fuck.
I'm trying to right now, and my computer's just not having it.
no, that's because it's a New York computer, dude.
Yeah, it totally sucks. I know.
You living in New York. You got a New York computer. Dude, if you would just move, 90% of your problems would be solved. And like I said before, if anybody out there that's listening to this show now or later has an empty room, a spare couch, a hole in the backyard, just anything to get John Z out of New York.
We need to get Bob out of Canada too, so I think that those two should just team up together.
Dude, I'm
in a
good.
camp trailer together.
I'm good, thank you.
Especially after last night's chat with Bob.
That's pretty bad when a person from New York's like Like, no, I'm not even going to associate with someone from Canada. That's pretty bad.
I don't think that he has a problem with most people from Canada. I think it's just Bob.
Bob. Dude,
When they
I'll
say,
tell you,
"What about
for someone
Bob?"
who's met Bob in real life and has hung out with him for like an all fucking day and shit, Bob is actually like a really cool fucking guy in person. Like really cool.
I know Bob's cool. I just like picking on him.
We're just messing with him.
I
But
just like picking on
he still
Bob.
shit his pants twice, you know. So or no, not shit his pants. The correct phrasing is he still shit himself twice, in my opinion. So once when he stepped on the dog shit, and the other one when he just literally shit himself while he was in his chair. So, but yeah, like that's just. I mean, come on, dude. Like if someone says, "Hey, there's dog shit behind you," and you turn around and step in it, well, you pretty much just shit yourself. So. Just saying. But God, that was a funny fucking chat. I don't know if you guys ever listened to that 420 chat at Bob's and D-Webs and shit, but that was
Nope. That one I missed.
yeah. You could go back and find that one. That was actually I think that I don't know if it got taken down or what, but I heard it did. So I don't know. I don't know if they took it down or if YouTube removed it, but someone told me it got taken down.
Yeah, we've lost Alan now too. Damn. And the asshole didn't even say goodbye.
Oh fuck! Half the time I don't because I either pass out drunk or like fucking.
I haven't had enough to drink yet, so I'll let you know when I get there.
Oh, dude, I was pretty hammered last night, man. I don't even remember what I said last night on air. Fuck, I should probably go back and listen to that chat and make some apologies.
Yeah, that'd probably be wise. Yes. But then again, last night's chat got so down a few rabbit holes that I didn't think we was ever going to dig our ways back out.
Man, well, dude, I heard that. All I know is I woke up this morning and like the fucking hangout was still like on. It was still I was still in the hangout and I was like, huh. But I was like the only one in there. And I was like, I wonder how that chat turned out.
Yeah, I ended it. That's how it turned out. Just like I'm about to end this one because I'm getting damn tired tonight.
Yeah, same here.
When you only get 4 or 5 hours sleep a night, it catches up to you eventually, and it's caught up to me tonight, I think.
Actually, it's perfect timing. I just checked my beer bottle and it's empty.
Good for you. I wish I had a beer. Unfortunately, I don't.
Beer for me, beer for you, beer for you, beer for everybody. Hey.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are going to call this one done for the night. We might do another one tomorrow night. I make no promises. We'll see who we can get in here, and we will have ourselves a ball if we can. Anyway, I'm going to let these guys plug themselves if they got anything to plug, and we'll start off with any, mini, mighty, mo. Gizzard, you the hoe.
Idaho.
You the
All
hoe.
right. www.gizzardgary.com. Check out all my different social media presences. And thank you, kind Mr. Hatfield, for inviting me.
Gary, you know you are more than welcome on my chats anytime.
Thank you.
And by the way, I went back and re-listened to our interview. That was good.
Was it?
Good. Yes, it was very good. I thought you did an excellent job. Thank you, sir, for being my guest.
Thank you.
John Z, what you got, brother man?
Thanks for the invite. Always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. I definitely miss the people that we got to meet in Tulsa, but hopefully the next trip we'll get to meet even more, and maybe even your sorry ass will get out there as well.
Oh, the plane tickets will be bought probably the week after next.
That'll be awesome, dude.
So I know how much I've got to spend on them, so I'm going to go ahead and buy them now. That way, come November, there's no excuses.
Roger that.
Dead horse.
I'm going to plug gunchannels.com. Come to gunchannels.com. Sign up. It's free. Share your posts, share your pictures, share your stories. Join in the conversation. Get in on these chats. And, post your local 2A news, because there's a lot of local 2A news that we never hear about in different states or different areas and stuff. So, share your 2A news and come over there and be part of the 2A community.
And we would love
Amen.
to have you. Speaking of which, I want to check something real quick before we get off here. I'm going to go over to the YouTube side. How many of you folks over on the YouTube side right now are not a part of gun channels? And I'm sure most of you are.
And it's 100% free. Like, they don't sell your fucking email to somebody and then all of a sudden you get all these emails from places and shit. Like, none of that shit happens. Like, it's 100% free and confidential and private. And because some people are worried about, like, their whatever, some people, like, don't want to put, their name or whatever out there, when it comes to certain things like firearms. But it's all completely confidential and free, and there's no bullshit. There's no ads. There's like none of that. Not a lot of the stuff you get at other places. That's why G-Webs is the man, because he's doing this like mostly out of his fucking pocket. Like, I mean, this is really all him doing this for the 2A community. So
Yeah,
come
he's
over
put
there
a
and
lot of
support
work.
that community. He built it for us. Let's use it. Let's put it to use.
Yeah, he's put a
Right
lot of
on.
work, a lot of time, and a lot of effort into it. And
Fuck yeah, yes.
and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. We do not show him enough appreciation, in my opinion. I say thank you to him so much that I'm sure he's sick of hearing it by now. So, but I think that if anybody deserves to get an award, it's G Webs. Just
Oh
for
yeah,
the
for like a 2A activist, like helping the 2A. Yeah, definitely, dude. Definitely that guy.
And I was thinking about that, and I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, and I know it, but that's fine. It's my show, damn it. I'll do what I want to. I was thinking, and I want to run this by you guys. You have your Emmy Awards, you have your Oscars, and all these other award shows, CMAs, whatever. What we need to do is come up with a Gun Channels Awards. And we give out different awards for different people that are involved in making firearm related content.
Okay, but then we're gonna have to have
I
a panel
already
of
have.
judges, or we're gonna have to
Yeah,
leave
I
it
already.
open to be voted
I already
on.
have my Napper badge.
Yeah, like gun channels, there are awards on gun channels, but I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying, Outlaw, and I agree. And there are places that kind of have their own thing. Like Optics Planet has like their own award type thing set up, and so does Brownells, where they'll send you awards and stuff. And there's stuff like they have their thing, like, and gun channels has badges and stuff. But yeah, like that'd be kind of cool. Like, oh hey, like this guy was like the most active, or this guy
Yeah, and not just do that. Actually put on a show. Actually put on an award show, even if we have to do it with people on different sides of the country via Hangouts. Do some kind of a little award show.
And yes, if you're Canadian, you can join.
Yes, definitely. And or Australian or whatever.
So how are we going to pick the winners of each category? Is it just a vote for everyone, or are we going to pick like 10 judges to vote, or like?
I think if we want to do that, I think what we would need to do is come up with a panel of judges, and a panel of 10 preferably, and then we would do like an audience. Have 2 or 3 set out just for the audience to vote on, and whichever one is the audience choice. But the rest will be completely decided by that panel of 10 individuals. And, we'll not narrow it down to 3 nominees per category. and then we vote on which of those three we think needs to get the award. I think that would not only be fair to everybody, but I think that it would go a long way to show appreciation for what we do as creators. And let's take it a step further and reach out an olive branch and say, okay, this is not just going to be for gun channels people. This is going to be for anybody that's putting out 2A content, firearm content on YouTube or whatever platform. Whether or not they're a member of gun channels. Maybe by doing that, we get more people involved in gun channels because gun channels is actually showing these people recognition.
Yeah, that might work. You should run that by G-Webs.
I think that's a brilliant idea. I got to thinking about that earlier today, and I was thinking, that would be a great idea.
Well, and we know like a printing company that can like print up some like certificates, right? Like a little award certificate or something and shit like that. So like between all the different people, all the different backgrounds that are involved in gun channels, like that's the good thing about gun channels. You can come to gun channels and not know shit about computers, but there's a gun guy that does, and he'll help you. Or not know shit about like a car, and there's a gun guy there that'll help you. Or not know shit about a TV, and there's a gun. You know what I mean? Because like that's a good thing. So,
And we would have to figure out. The only issue I see is we would have to have a host that is willing to open up his channel and let other people just jump in and jump out through the show. Then let the people who win come in on the channel, say thank you or whatever they want to say, get their award, back out. The next two presenters come up, they present the award. The guy comes in, accepts the award, and keep it going like that all night. I think that's a brilliant idea, and I think that that's something that the whole gun community can get in on and get behind. Have a category for best internet gun sales. Actually send a certificate to whatever company wins that, whether it be Tombstone Tactical or Grab a Gun or Bud's Gun Shop or, what have you.
I suppose there'd be a best interview category too.
Well, I would bow out of any consideration. I would not feel comfortable with, first of all, coming up with the idea and then being part of the nominees. That just, to me, that seems like it's a sort of a double deal. You know what I mean? I think
all I want to say is I want to be the presenter when it comes to choosing that year's like worst like handgun award or something, like right, like the worst handgun of this year is. I want to be the presenter for that. So just saying.
Yeah. Well,
I called that.
We would have to sit down with G-Webs and decide what the category should be.
We can call it the G-Spot Awards.
The most dangerous firearm content channel is the most dangerous information YouTube channel is. That'd be great.
Yeah. The most comedic gun firearm creator would be, and
the most comedic? Oh, like that's easy. That's an easy. That's I already know the winner of that one.
Okay, who would you say would be the winner?
The most comedic? It'd have to be Paul Harrell.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. That's exactly who I was thinking. That's exactly who I was thinking right there. This man has got this dry wit that I absolutely love.
Oh, and the best thing of it is it actually goes over most fucking people's heads. It really does.
Yeah.
Like 90% of the people do not get it. They don't. They just don't
did you-
fucking understand. It's just
Did
like
you
you're
did
sitting there
you see
laughing
the
your ass
video
off,
he
and they're
put out?
looking at you like, "What's so funny?"
Did you see the video he put out today where he shot out the car window?
Yep. Oh, of course I did. Yeah, I got noted.
Right at the very beginning, he's just like pow. They're like, okay, and he's hilarious. If
He has those flip up glasses on and shit. It was fucking great, dude. Yeah.
Or when he dresses like the 70s detective and does that stance and weird hold of that pistol and pulls the trigger. Oh, I love that shit, dude. He's hilarious. He is one of my favorite channels. He really is.
Yeah, dude.
He's one of my favorites. Anytime he puts out a new video, I jump on it as quick as possible. If I'm at work and one of his videos comes on and I catch it,
Send him a fucking message and be like, "Dude, I want you like on for an interview." There you go.
I have.
You have?
I have. I don't know if he ever got it, but I sent the message.
He has a website too. Like you can go to his website and email him through his website. He probably doesn't. I don't know. He might not get check his YouTube email or messages or whatever.
The man is so busy. I doubt, and I'd say he gets so many damn emails and shit from everybody constantly. It just got washed away in the stream of things.
Yeah, like, don't give up, dude.
Oh, I don't give up. Hell, I'm still hoping to get Ric Flair on here one night. Get a little woo.
Who's your next interview going to be with?
The next interview will be Alan B. Pro. One-on-one. After that, it will be Gunpowder Beauty. And I'm not sure who's going to be after that. I'd sent a message today to Goat Guns because I'd love to interview somebody from that company about the product.
Yeah, those goat guns are pretty fucking cool, aren't they?
Yeah, I sent out an email today to the company to get a hold of somebody, and they haven't responded as of yet. But I'm hoping that they agree to come on the show and do an interview. I explain to them what I do and how I do it and this, that, and the other. So, I reach out. They have the opportunity to come or not. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing regardless. So, and Monday night is the conspiracy theory chat. Then after that, it's Alan B. Pro, which will be the Monday after that. Then the Monday after that will be Gunpowder Beauty. With I'm sure an appearance from Tardot. Because he will be in the background somewhere.
I bet Hosh would do an interview with you.
Oh yeah, I know he would. He said he would. The problem is our times don't mesh a whole lot. Such said he'd do an interview if we could ever work out the time frame.
That'd be badass, dude.
Max said he would do an interview if I could work out the time frame. So yeah, there's people out there that wants to do the interview shows. The problem is when I talked to Such, he said it takes him about 16 hours to do one video.
Oh yeah, I believe it because his shit's all like professionally edited, like very, very well.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that guy does like 10 takes of every scene or some shit too. You know what I mean? To get the best one, like he's pretty pro.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is he still does the bloopers.
And he still does the bloopers. And I'm going to tell you something. He is such a cool dude to just talk to. The last rally, that was my highlight, was actually getting to sit there and talk to Such.
My main question for Such would be, like, name one product that you've ever like actually looked at that you've given like 2 thumbs down. Just tell me, because he never shows that bad shit. I'm sure he gets shit, right? I'm sure he's like gets stuff all the time, and he like is like, oh man, this is garbage. I'm not even going to do a video on it, right?
Well,
So
that
I'm
was
sure
that was actually
he
going
doesn't do
to be
video
one
on
of the
garbage
questions
stuff.
that I ask him when he gets on my show. That was one of the questions that I had planned on asking.
Yeah, I would definitely ask him that because it seems like everything he reviews is always like 2 thumbs up usually, and but that doesn't mean that all his shit's good that he reviews. I just think he doesn't waste time with the shitty stuff, right? Like
I
he just
think he
he
said
doesn't
that
want to
in some of his
badmouth anything,
videos.
right?
I think he said that in some of his videos before too. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you start bad mouthing like stuff, like if that's your review channel is like nothing but like talking shit, like, oh, this is all crappy stuff, like no one's gonna be sending you shit to review. They're like, oh man, look what he did with that review of that barrel company. We're not sending them a barrel, like like
Oh well, it's like nothing fancy. I would love to do an interview with nothing fancy. I have done. I might not agree with everything the man says or does, but would I do an interview with him in a fucking heartbeat? I'd do an interview with Jaeger in a heartbeat. Bring his ass on. We'll go. Not a problem.
You want to fight him or interview?
Interview him. Why the fuck would I want to fight him? He ain't never done nothing personally to me.
The way you say it is.
Oh, I will. It's like I said before. If you guys think of somebody you want me to do an interview with, send me a message. Get in contact with them. Let them get in contact with me. Let me know. I will literally interview anybody you want me to interview.
Hillary Clinton.
Except her.
a real anti-gunner, a straight 100% one-on-one with no other people interrupting, because you have the calm, cool, collective like thought process where you like, even if they said something really stupid, you're not gonna like fucking jump down their throat. Like you're gonna try and talk common sense and reason, which doesn't always work, but that's you're gonna be. I just know you're gonna be that way about it. So I would love to see a one-on-one with like you and a straight up like fucking anti-gunner dude.
I have actually asked 2 of them to come on the show, and neither one of them, they would completely walk around it. I told them both, I've got a format. I will put you on my show. We will have a discussion about this, and they would go all the way around it and would not agree to come on the show. Wouldn't even acknowledge that I asked them to come on the show. What I have found, most of them, no, they don't have a leg to stand on, so they're not going to jump on to anything like this.
Sounds about right.
Well, they realize that we see through the game that they're playing. And that's what it is to them. It's a game. And the winner of said game will either keep the rights or they lose the rights. And they're hoping we lose them. They think we're stupid enough to fall for this. Well, we don't want to take all the guns lie. And that's what it is. It's a bald-faced lie. They do want to take all the guns, because if they have all the guns out of our hands, then they have all the power in theirs.
That is correct.
So, as long as we have even a 22 to fight back with, by God, we will fight back.
Yeehaw.
Did you know in like 1932 or 34, before Germany did their gun confiscation, some of the first laws that they passed, along with like registration and all that, were banning certain calibers, like 22 long rifle or 22 long and long rifle and stuff like that. Like that's what they were literally doing, was banning like certain calibers, making you register your guns, banning certain guns with certain features. The same shit we're hearing today was going on in Nazi Germany in the fucking 30s, man, before they went around and then not only used the registration papers when the Nazis took control, the Nazi Party, they already had registration papers because they had already pushed registration a couple years prior. So they used those registration papers to go around and find all the Jews that had guns. And then France had passed a gun registration thing in like the early 30s or late 20s or something. So when the Nazis invaded France, they went to their gun registration records, and then they knew everyone that had guns, and they went around and demanded those guns, and all the people that couldn't produce them were either killed or imprisoned if they didn't turn them over. So I mean, like that's what gun registration. If you look at the actual history of like gun registration and these gun laws, it's done nothing but get people fucking killed, man. They really have, not only by their own government, but by criminals too. But
Well,
a lot by their own fucking governments or invading governments.
You wasn't in here when I was talking about Deerfield, Illinois earlier, was you?
No, I wasn't.
Well, they're actually still, apparently that law has not only passed, but they're going to go on and go through with what they had said they were planning on going through with. Fining people $1,000 a day if they don't turn them in within a certain amount of time, and then going door to door after that. And the first thought that went through my mind when I heard this is people are going to die. Either there's going to be police officers dying, or there's going to be gun owners that was legal gun owners up until that stupid law was passed get killed. Why? Too much fucking government control. And the way I see this working out, if a homeowner gets killed, there is going to be an influx of people rushing into Deerfield, Illinois. And they're all going to be armed to the teeth.
Well, just like they did with Clive Bundy, right? When they tried to do that federal land grab from Clive Bundy and all that.
And
all those people came up.
And it turned out he was in the right. The FBI was in the
right, yeah.
And
okay, now listen listen to this though. George Washington, founding father. Should firearm confiscation come to my door, I will happily kill anyone and everyone attempting to take my arms. Founding father, savage. Just saying. Just saying. Our founding fathers had balls.
I'm gonna tell you how this could end up. If this happens in Deerfield, Illinois, and somebody,
why is the cat in? Get out.
And somebody ends up getting killed that was a legal gun owner up until that law was passed, there's going to be an influx of armed citizens going to Deerfield. The response from the community will be to contact the governor. The governor will probably bring in the National Guard, and that's when all hell's going to break loose.
No, the National Guard's not going to fire on a civilian population, even if they are armed. As long as they're not being fired upon, they're not going to fire.
Oh no,
it's going to be it's going to be a standoff. Like they're not going to fire on a civilian population like that unless they come under fire. So if I'm worried about some stupid fucking gang member in fucking Chicago or up in that area. Like that's the one that's going to get shit started and get everyone, some stupid fucking crackhead like with a gun or some shit, right? Like, but the law-abiding citizens who are just standing their ground, they don't got nothing. Like, no one has anything to fear from these guys.
No, and I agree with you. I don't think the National Guard would do it. I don't think a National Guard would fire a single shot. But what I do think is the sheriff or a town officer, somebody that's on their payroll, that says, okay, well, if they're not going to do this, we're going to do it. Come on, let's go. And all hell's going to break loose. And that's going to force other people to pick sides, and it's going to get bad. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that don't happen.
Yeah,
but
sorry about that. Sorry about a bark and cat.
Yeah, and
Osh,
now
you're breaking up really bad.
yeah, you're roboting, brother.
Hello.
But like I said, I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope it don't happen, but it could happen, and that thought scared me because the road that could take this country down, starting with a little town village like Deerfield, is not a place I want to see the country go. Yeah. And
No, but it could be your town. It could be my town.
yeah, exactly. And that's the scary part. If they get away with it there, they're going to try it in other places.
So when did that law take effect? Is there like a date, or was it like right then it took effect, or like is there because sometimes laws don't take effect for like a couple months, like right?
Yeah, I think they gave them a grace period to get rid of the guns that they have, to turn them in or do whatever they're going to do with them.
They ain't gonna turn them in.
I wouldn't turn mine in.
Hell no.
It's
What
like
I do see in it, I see some people selling them back to gun shops or trading them for a handgun or something else just to avoid the hassle. I do see some people giving them up. I hate to say it, but I do. I see some people being like, "Man, I'm the only fucking like supporter of my family. I'm the only, you know what I mean? Like without me, my family like is fucking starving. Like I can't go to jail. I can't like, you know." So I totally see some people like being like, okay, like, you know, they're not going to turn them in, of course, but they can still sell them back to a gun shop or to an FFL, right, or trade it.
Or just give them to a family member out of state to hold on to.
Yeah, something like that, right? Like I see that happening a lot. But see, like, they're gonna ask for papers, man. They're like, if you come to the door, they're like, "Where's your AR-15?" They're like, "Oh, I gave it to a family member." They're like, "All right, where's the FFL like transfer shit? Like, where's the bill of sale? Where's like, you know, they're gonna want fucking papers, man." And then when you don't produce those papers, like that's that's gonna be trouble.
Just like the Nazis asked for papers too.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, I mean, look at California. There's a county or something or a city where they just said like no guns, give them up. You heard about that,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
So what's gonna happen there? Like, yeah, that's just like rife for crazy times.
I don't know. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If they come to my house, me being a legally armed citizen, I've not done anything to hurt anybody with any of my weapons ever. I've not pointed one at anybody. I've not brandished them. I've not, threatened anybody. They come to my door, they knock on it, and they tell me that they're here to collect my guns. It's going to be a bad day.
But guess what? They're not going to say that. They're going to be like, "Come outside and talk to us for a minute," and then put you in handcuffs, put you in the car, and then it's like, "Guess what? We're going to go take."
Yeah, but why would you go outside?
Like, they're not because
Why
they're going to
would
be
you?
smart about it. They're not going to tell people like they're just not going to knock on the door and say, "Hey, we're here to get your guns." They're going to be like, "All right, we need you to step outside and talk to us about a situation." They're not even going to tell you what it's about, And then
Well, so that I mean, so
they're going to be like, yeah, they're going to be all fucking sly about it, dude. Like,
yeah,
trust
but I
me.
mean, like, but straight up, like, if anybody comes knocking to your door, regardless if it's a police officer or whomever, and they tell you to go outside, you don't have to go outside. And
No.
if there's any of that happens, like if the cop's like, no, you have to come outside, well, then you're like, okay, hold on, let me call my lawyer. Like, and you should have a gun attorney in your phone at all times. If not one, then multiples. And if you don't, you need to do that right now. You need to find a 2A friendly lawyer in your area and have them in your phone.
And you're right. And I wouldn't go outside. Do you have a warrant to be here? No. You can leave.
See, that's the scary thing is if the mere act. See, here's the real brain twister. So if they ban guns, right, and you are in a situation where they come to the door and say we ban guns, the mere fact that we ban guns in the city is our warrant. That's our warrant, and we know you have guns because you registered them because you were a good law-abiding citizen. So now what do you do?
Yeah, Illinois, the Nazis that run Illinois, they've already come up with keeping track of everything and everyone.
I mean,
So,
obviously,
like
taking guns,
Tajnashi
you've got to watch
said,
them.
My
they've
wife is
already
saying
listed
shoot him.
everything down.
Well, your
Yeah.
wife sounds like a very smart individual to me.
My wife is going to scramble on the roof with the AK, start raining hell.
Awesome.
I
Your
didn't say
wife
that.
rocks.
We lost our guns in a boating accident. Don't come to our house.
Well, see, that's
Your wife still rocks.
that's been going around a lot lately.
Oh well, it's a funny joke. Like you took your whole gun collection on a boat? Yes. I lost them. They're gone.
I was on a hunting expedition.
I was on a hunting expedition in the middle of
In
the
Alaska.
ocean. I was shooting trout in the middle of the ocean.
Lord,
Well, sir,
I was
there's
in the
no
middle
trout
of the
in the Pacific Ocean.
well, if they tell you there's no trout in the ocean, they're a damn liar.
Well, but yeah, there are, but they're up north. They're not down here in the south.
You were
Yeah, I
doing a
mean, I
project
guess
where
there
you're
used to be.
testing species.
Well, what I did, let me tell you something. Okay?
Hippies? We're shooting hippies?
Let me tell you something.
Hell yeah.
If anyone actually uses a boating type excuse, okay, that doesn't mean they're like, oh, okay, thank you, Mr. So and so, and leave, and that's it. Like, there's going to be an investigation and shit. So this is what you do. This is what I'm going to tell you right now. This is what you do. Instead of leaving it with like saying something like that, what you say is, man, you know what? I decided I'm anti-gun and that these things are evil, and I destroyed every one of them legally by cutting them up into 3 pieces.
With a quarter-inch space between every cut.
And I fucking disposed of them. Because there is no, like, thing you have to turn in when you know, unless it's like a NFA weapon or something, but
Well,
if it's just a
also don't
regular
forget,
gun, there's no thing you have to prove or turn in to say that you destroyed that
you
gun.
also have to remember this is Illinois, and they've already registered everybody, just like the Nazis did. They've already registered your weapons automatically.
And rub it with gunpowder.
Oh, so then my
I
wife
know,
is saying,
but is there a thing that's saying that if you decide to fucking destroy that gun, that like you have to have some kind of evidence, you have to take videos or pictures?
The evidence is your
As
skill.
like federally, you don't. So I don't know about state law.
We're not talking about federal. We're talking about Illinois doing their own shit, no matter what.
Yeah, but is there any state law that says that you can't destroy your own firearm?
my wife was saying basically, why don't you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right now? Okay.
You're coming
My wife
in
was
low,
saying,
but yeah.
Go get like a bunch of like shit metal and melt it down to a brick, and then hand them the brick and be like, we're anti-gun now. Here's my melted down guns.
Gun. There you go. Exactly.
Here's your evidence. Take that back to the shop.
I'm gonna give them cow patties.
In the middle of the steel brick, or
No, just cow patties. I'm gonna fling that crap at them.
They'll love that.
Well, see, the problem with that
Assault
is
cow patties.
the problem with that is that's the closest thing to a weapon John C's allowed to have.
Yeah, I picked some up on the way home from Tulsa.
You know, this may sound weird, but I almost believe you. I almost believe that, John.
They're pretty good tinder.
I'd be kidding? Why would you think I'd be kidding about something like that?
I don't know.
No, cow patties are good tinder.
Yeah.
No, you can start the fire with cow patties, and then you don't have to burn the cow patties for the rest of the night.
And they're super tactical.
No, it doesn't smell like poop. When they're dried out, it doesn't smell like poop. It smells like grass.
And they're black, so they're super tactical.
have you burned a cow patty?
Yeah, I put a cow patty in Boy Scouts. Yeah, I've done it.
After the fire gets going, anything that's in that shit that could possibly do you any harm is burned out and dead.
Fire waiting to happen.
Well, unless you're sniffing it.
Pick it up.
Yes.
So out in the chat, someone says out in the chat, Lockjaw, is Night Strike shutting down GunTube? Just got an email.
What?
I don't know what that email says, but I'm guessing it says something about shutting down GunTube if he's asking about it. I just looked and I haven't got an email from GunTube yet, though.
Neither have I.
Me either.
Let me check my spam folder. Maybe it's saying that GunTube is all spam.
Well, I mean, he might not have he might not have. Well,
Let's
if he
see,
doesn't, it's pretty
Backpage and
costly.
Craigslist hookers, more Backpage and Craigslist hookers. No, I'm not seeing anything from GunTube.
By the way, they shut that down, so you
Oh,
can't get.
I was just saying shit. I don't know idea.
I'll give you a few more links to some new ones.
No, I don't need any of that, luckily, man.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get on the phone with Night Strike in the morning and ask him.
Yeah, ask him, man, because if he's shutting down like GunTube, why? But if
Probably
he is
thinks
shutting down GunTube for some reason, which if he is doing that, that really sucks, and I'm sorry to hear that. I actually was really hoping that was like gonna fucking work out. But there is another alternative too, called
Pornhub?
UGE Tube. No, no, I don't promote Pornhub. But it's called UGE Tube. For Utah Gun Exchange Tube, and they're taking uploads and new people right now from everyone, and they're completely pro gun. They run pro gun websites in every state almost for private sales, stuff like that. So they're actually a pretty big company, and plus the same guys who own it actually own like a couple, like a gun shop and a couple other things, and they're really heavily 2A guys, and so you guys should definitely check that out. UGE2.
Well, Night Strike might have found that the engineer at the costly part, it's the storing of all the videos and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. I don't want to assume, but that's what's expensive. It's not the website. It's all the videos. The videos is very expensive to like store them and then serve them up to people whenever they want it. It's a lot of money. It's not a joke.
Maybe YouTube bought him out already.
How come we just don't like Bitcoin gun videos or something like this? Is like.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fine, but I mean, you got to have people money. You got to do that.
I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this thing has went on another 30 some minutes after I said I was going to shut her down. So we're going to get off here. Hosh, do you have anything to plug before we take off?
No, I mean, if anybody's interested in ham radio, we got a playlist on my channel, Hosh Nasi. That's Hotel Oscar Sierra Hotel, November Alpha Sierra Indigo, or India. Just go on there on the YouTubes and go to the playlist and go to get your technician license. I promise you it won't take you as nearly as long as it takes you to watch my videos to get it.
Well, Hosh, we appreciate you showing up tonight. And before you leave, Hosh, at some point, I still would like to sit down and do a one-on-one interview with you if we can work out a date and time.
Well, that sounds like a fun idea. Yeah, we can do something like that.
Yeah.
Did you email me?
No, I don't even think I have your email, brother.
So it's the same as the channel, hoshnasi@gmail.com.
Okay.
And anybody can email you there and say what's up. Or also, for everybody on Facebook, I have a YouTube group. It's called the Ham Radio Crash Course, and I've got a lot of smart people there, smarter than me, to answer questions on anything, and they answer faster than I do. So,
yeah. Now that my schedule's changed, I normally do the Monday night interviews at 11 p.m. Eastern. So I don't know what that is your time.
So that's about 7 o'clock.
So does that work?
Oh, no,
for you?
that's 8 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. So, let's see. The next few weeks are covered. So I will send you an email and we'll work out a date.
Okay.
And we'll
Sounds
get
great.
that ball rolling. Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting out of here for the night. Y'all have a good night, and we shall see you all maybe tomorrow night. I ain't making no promise. But it is what it is, and y'all have a good one. God bless you all. Sleep tight, folks.
Shall not be infringed.
Night, Felicia.
Who the fuck is
See ya.
Felicia?